All right, folks. 10. That's 10 in Spanish for you people. I'm here in Texas. We are doing the 10th State of the Whale. And because it's 10, of course, we had to bring in a new beautiful face. Not only that, look at that wonderful whale swag, which is coming. I promise you people, we had some flubbubs in the supply chain. And then the stuff, Max and AJ want the best, and you guys deserve the best. So that is coming. I promise we're actually going to get a merch store up. But before we do have a merch store, we actually have an all shops view that Logan's going to take you through before our beautiful co-founders and fearless leaders give you the state of the whale. So Logan, without further ado, share that beautiful screen and show the people what you've been working on. Logan is one of the biggest brains at the company, and he's going to take you through the all shops screen right now. Unless AJ and Max, you had anything that you want to intercede with, or unless you want downtown LB to take it away.
All right, thanks for the wonderful intro.
I want Logan to stay on the whole time. Yeah, don't drop one.
Okay, perfect.
I'm staying on.
He's going to stay on, folks.
I'm here to stay. All right, cool. All right, well, hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm downtown Logan Brown, here from the product team, showing off a new feature we have. For all of you agency partners out there, this should be a clear winner for you. Welcome to the pod page. I would love to take credit for the name and love to take credit for the design, but that's from our amazing designer, Zach Murray. So thank you so much for that. But essentially what we have here, one thing I want to note is a pod is related to whales, by the way, which is amazing. We love all of our whale puns and whale connections. So believe it or not, whales actually travel in pods of 2 to 3. And to stay on brand, we're going to pretend it's always 3. Okay. Triple whale.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So yeah, this is the pod.
Good work.
So yeah, just a quick overview. The problem that we were kind of dealing with, or something we wanted to solve for our customers, was an easy way to view all the different stores that they brought into Triple Whale. We have a lot of agency clients that bring on 5, 10, 20, even 100 stores to Triple Whale. And so the ability to view all of those stores in one place, easily manage users, look at the data, and then kind of just sort through what you have is a huge win for our customers. So that's why we built this. So flipping through what you're going to see here, this is an example of a store that has like 5, or a pod that has 5 stores available. Every store that's in your pod will also be blended into this amazing blended section. So this is an average and aggregate sum of the different metrics that are of the stores in your pod. So now you can simply scroll through, see any of the stores you have in Triple Whale, see the top 5 metrics for each one. You can even edit those metrics if you have different KPIs that you're trying to focus on by clicking this little icon here. And yeah, it's an amazing feature. And so imagine if you were to have 100 stores here on Triple Whale, you could actually go to the view up here and select different stores. So you can only view 2 out of 100, 3 out of 100. And in the future, you're going to be able to save that view. So imagine if you had stores that are just beauty or just beverage, you could actually sort by just your beverage clients, and then come to that view anytime you log into Triple Whale.
Right, you can see the aggregate numbers for that specific segment of your agency.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Unfortunately, I'm not in a live demo environment, but yeah, I think as folks come in and sample it out, it's going to be fun. So as you change your views, as you change your dates, all the data will correspond with that. Yep. And then, yeah, you can be invited to other people's pods, which is great. You can invite people to your pod, to your stores individually by clicking this. So just user management, account management, it's just gotten extremely easy with Triple Whale. So if you're an agency client and you want to give this a try, we suggest a minimum of like 35 clients at first. The more the merrier.
Jokes, just jokes, people. We service beautiful people across all store sizes.
I want to touch on this for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is the start of our user profiles and onboarding. And so very soon, believe it or not, you will be able to edit your payment details within the app. It's amazing how much we grow. We haven't had time. Like as a company, we keep on focusing on features around how do we make your store better, and we keep on neglecting how we manage it.
AJ, can you lean in a little bit? It's a little hard to hear you.
Sorry, we kept on neglecting how we manage our customers because we wanted to focus on your features, right? And so we need to catch up. Essentially, we got too many clients right now, and we need to start organizing things. So the sales, the support, and then you guys can actually manage your clients in an easier way. And so
Logan,
we are getting around to this.
Is there a mobile version of this, Logan?
This works on mobile.
Yeah, this is accessible through the mobile app as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're telling me I can just be walking around and know exactly how much spend I've been tracking. So just think of the bragging rights. This is so much amazing. You don't have to actually collate your own stuff. You can go up and say, hey, I'm tracking 140K this week. I'm driving almost $2 million in sales at an 8% MER across my whole portfolio. I mean, this is big moves, people. As well as what Logan said, he kind of buried the lead a little bit. But if you bring on people to your team, instead of having to add every individual person, they're instantly into your pod, and you just add them, and then they're automatically into your stores. Or if you need to add them into each specific store, it's pretty cool. And then obviously, you're not going to have whale pictures. There was one down there that didn't really fit the theme, so I'll have to ask you about that. But it's actually going to pull the thumbnail of your store, not the. Everything else is themed great, but you get lazy, you get tired on the last store. What's going on there? Is that a whale fin with the moon, or what is that?
This is where we're going, Rabah.
Look at this guy! Look at this guy! Oh man! I told you he was big brain, people. I told you he was big brain. But yeah, so that's kind of, if you have a multiple account, this replaces your all shops view. It's in your account now. And so this is live, correct, Logan? This is pushed out to everybody. It's not in the Orca. It's in everybody's stores.
Yeah, this is live, and what's really cool is, especially what you said, is we wrote this. The developers wrote a cool little piece of code that'll take a screenshot of your site and place that here. You can always change it if you want to, but that's kind of fun. So as you add new stores, your data will automatically be populated. Get a photo, your name, all of it. So very fun.
It's when I think of this and the aggregated view, and Rabah, what you were talking about, like you could be on the run here. So when Triple Whale, when we first were testing it, the big aha moment for I think AJ and I was that like it's on our phone, everything, right? As a store owner, now you can be an agency owner and get that aha moment with like, how's my agency doing for my phone? That's
This is not only agencies. I just want to point another thing
Portfolio.
out here. Exactly. So if you're running a Shopify Plus store and you're running multiple stores, like a lot of you are right now.
Or a roll up.
So first of all,
A roll up.
First of all, this is a big deal because we are coming out with ad segmentation fairly soon. Within April, we'll have ad segmentation, most probably towards like end of April.
Explain what that means.
So ad segmentation is right now, Triple Whale. First of all, you guys have to understand a lot of the infrastructure right now, a lot of the dev work right now is going towards infrastructure work that we're working on. That's going to unlock a set of features that are going to be amazing for you guys, right? So the set of features that it will unlock are, first of all, ad segmentation means right now, if I wanted to see my new customer ROAS or my new customer CPA, my NCPA, it's actually not really a true NCPA, because a true NCPA would be just, or at least you can argue it's true or not true, but the true NCPA would be prospecting spend against new customers, not retargeting spend against new customers, right? Right now, it's the full Facebook spend, for instance, or your full spend against your new customers. Which again, you could argue that you get new customers also from retargeting, which is also true. You can check that out on the Pixel page. You can always see that. And so,
the main thing when I think of segmentation is that you can have one ad account.
So one thing. So first of all, you can segment out top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, middle of the funnel, right? And then you can use that to build metrics on anything you want, which is just amazing, right? And very useful.
Yeah.
But then if you're running one ad account and you're running it to 5 different locations, let's say EU, Canada, Australia, you're able to segment that out, and in this dashboard only see this Triple Whale account, only see your EU spend for the EU store. And then on the blended view, you get the blended view. And so for Shopify Plus stores that are large and have multiple locations, here we come. This is going to be out.
It's good for it's very good for
currency conversion, with everything. This is going to be live within April. As well, we are working on being able to support stores up to $500 million in revenue, and we have a couple of big names that we're going to be announcing that are coming on Triple Whale, like a couple of them. It's exciting.
Everybody wants to go to Profitsville on the triple train. A few things here. So AJ, in terms of, so it'll be kind of like how we have segmentation in terms of the creative dashboard, where I can segment off of like a campaign name, things of that nature, where, because I use that really heavily, whereas when I ran my agency, I used it really heavily to do creative audits. And so that would be really cool.
Rabah, so one other thing this opens us, because we moved now to robust data lakes. I love data lakes, data warehouses,
Data rivers,
data seas,
streams,
data whales. I don't know what we're gonna call them.
Data C's, that's not bad. That's not bad.
So because we're moving to the infrastructure is getting rebuilt right now, it's going to unlock time series data on the creative dashboard, which means being able to see graphs. So imagine being able to benchmark your, like, save a segment of like your UGC versus your professional shoot, and then if you name it properly, and then see your CPA or your pixel metrics on your creative dash with time series data. Like, that is going to be, the creative dash is going to get a huge bump up. What the other thing that's going to get a huge bump up is the pixel pages, right? You're going to get time series graphs on the pixel as well, so you can see over time Facebook spend per campaign over time. And this is also going to unlock, which is something we already built. So we already built algorithms that will predict your next dollar spent on Facebook per campaign ad set and ad. But we couldn't actually launch it because we needed the data in our warehouses to actually be on the ad level and not on the account level. So right now, when you go to the pixel page, a little technical, when you go to the pixel page, we actually pull that data from Facebook live, right? We don't actually store it by us. And so right now we're storing it now in-house. And so the algorithms that we built are going to be able to be deployed, which is going to be very, very exciting. And so, yeah, a lot of exciting things are going to get unlocked from this new infrastructure.
Rabah.
So let me piggyback off of that algorithmic thing. So if you are on our beta track, which is our triple whale Orca, you do have access right now to an LTV prediction machine. We called it Repeat Customer Insights. It is not live across. We're still kind of QAing some things here, but it is kind of our first dipping our toes. We're taking, it's called the RFM algorithm, recency, frequency, monetary value, but we kind of put our own spin on it. So there's some proprietary sauce built into that, but ultimately that's the core algorithmic base for that. But ultimately what you're going to see here is a lot of times people, when AJ is talking to people, Logan, Max, myself, they want to know, hey, if I cut off all of my prospecting spend, how much money would my marketing ecosystem produce for me? And we actually calculate that for you now. And you can see in the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, 180, and then a year in terms of how much your marketing ecosystem will put out in terms of dollars. So it's really, really cool stuff. And as AJ and Max alluded to, as we get kind of our data lakes, data seas, if you will, more tidied up, this algorithmic kind of awesomeness will become easier and easier, and we'll be able to intertwine even more things to overlay that really cool machine learning to get to AJ's next dollar spent.
So I honestly think, guys, that first of all, I just got off a call with one of our AI scientists, and oh boy, like we got the correlative graphs right now of what we predict the correlation between your Facebook. We're building out the view through models, and we're doing it with correlating your spend and your, like, we're pretty open about how we're doing things over here, because I don't think this is where our proprietary
where you going next?
Goes. Yeah. So we're using your correlative. We're using your spend and your impressions on Facebook, and we're correlating that to your total revenue. And there are some shops where the correlation is like 95%. Like, we can tell you for every dollar spent, and we're going to build a view through attribution model based off of this. Maybe hopefully be live next week. If not, it'll be live the following week. And it's very, very cool. Like, there's a question that Logan always asks, or like Logan told me this is one question he asked, and we ask this all the time, right? Logan, like, drop off, like, we're diminishing returns. Point to the right. You want to explain that a little bit? What you used to ask when you were running?
Yeah. I mean, I think every marketer who's listening probably has thought about this a little bit, but it comes down to the idea of, like, there's always going to be, I could spend $1 and how much will I make down the road, whether that happens 1 day, 7 day, or 30 days later. But then you're always battling this idea of, at what point does my scale turn upside down, right? Yeah. Where I'm overspending, and now all of a sudden the return is going down and down and down as I spend. And so I think using some of the algorithms that you guys are building, it's going to be super important to understand, like, what's my cap here? And it's not always a cap. The customer's going to be able to understand from the summary page at what point they're willing to kind of like give up, right? It's like there's going to be a profit threshold that they're willing to take and not take. But it's going to be really exciting that we can build that in.
Yeah, so there's a good chance that gets to production next week.
Always.
And then
wanted to know that.
I know. The other thing is we'll also be able to tell how confident the algorithm is. This is, I think, something we're going to, like, hopefully be as transparent as we can. Like a competency level. Because, like, there were stores I was looking at, the correlation between their Facebook spend and their overall revenue was like 0.01. I'm like, dude, like, shut off your ads. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
there's two options. Either that store is so big that their Facebook spend is so small that there's too much noise to actually determine that through this algorithm, or literally there's just no correlation. Like, Facebook spend is wasting money and throwing money down the toilet, right? So,
Or it could be a negative factor, right? It's like you can almost be too leveraged on, like too over leveraged on Facebook with your business. So if you're too over reliant on it, you know, that's going to tell you as well that if you shut Facebook off, you're not going to get any money, which is not good.
Been there. You know?
yeah.
Shout out Madison Braids. I think the fancy term we're looking for here is equilibrium, and so matching your and this is also kind of into something that is also going to be really cool in terms of ML. Is we've talked about it a lot, but it's just really near and dear to my heart because I there's a couple people that are getting wrecked right now with out of stocks and our inventory tracker, and so being able to match your supply and your demand is just going to be a huge deal, and that's ultimately what Logan's talking about in terms of these diminishing returns. Like, how can you spend up to your equilibrium but not past that where you're going to start losing money? And so lots of really just super fascinating stuff here.
Yeah, not to mention, I think. Oh, sorry, guys.
How do you unpack the equilibrium? What do you mean by that exactly?
So when you think of economics are built in supply side curves and demand side curves, and ultimately you want to spend when that you have the intersection of those curves, and that's known as the equilibrium, where that's the maximum profit potential. And so you want to spend up to that, but no past that, to Logan's point, because then you start to get into diminishing returns. And again, this is if you want to make the most money. Like, there could be goals where you have growth motives or other things like that. But if you want to get the most bang for your buck, you want to spend absolutely up to that point, but not past it, because then you start to get into the diminishing point of the returns.
Got it.
Yeah, this is what I went to school for. I'm not that smart. I'm just regurgitating things.
No, I think that the exciting thing basically that's happening is that we finally are finishing the infrastructure project, which took a lot of time and a lot of energy. Now we're getting to a lot of the AI fun things that we when we started the company we wanted to get to, and like we are here to try to build the best tool for the community and the best tools for the community, and we're going to work tirelessly to try to get you guys the answers. Like, I don't think attribution is a fully solved thing. Like, there's a lot of questions. Like, people like click data is great. View through data is also important, but not the only thing you should rely on by any means, right? How can we answer the most amount of questions? The drop off, right? The correlation between Facebook and Google. Like, there's a lot of questions that people have. Does my business work unpaid? Like, honestly, like, is this business work unpaid? And we would like to give you an answer. If it doesn't, at least you can know that and move on to either influencers or something else, or switch a business, right? But like, we're excited. I'm very excited to try to get these answers from the data. I think we have right now, thank God, the capital and the team to build it. So it's exciting.
Is it too early to talk about the benchmarks?
Oh, geez, look at this guy. He's making a shot for the host. That's where I was going here. This kid, you invite him on. You invite him on in good faith, and now he's making a play for the move. Okay. Go ahead, Logan. Go ahead.
Logan, go for it.
No, this is actually just to keep it high level and interesting. I talk to a lot of, whether it's customers of Triple Whale or other marketers. And what's really interesting is, does your, like, the idea of, like, hypothesis, does my brand work on paid is a bit ambiguous, right? But like, if you could go deeper into each piece of the ad or your website or the product offering, price point, just think about all the things that go into like making ads work. And like, we don't yet have this unlocked for the customers, whether or not they know that the creative is actually way underperforming compared to the benchmark in the industry right now. And it's not that paid doesn't work. Your creative just needs to be updated or improved. And so I think by benchmarking these data points that we have within Triple Whale, is just going to be huge. And I know maybe Rabah has some other benchmarks around just the industry of Shopify stores. But, back when I was doing brand marketing, and, Klaviyo does a really great job of benchmarking. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But like, that was literally, that's how I created my month of work, right? My KPI might have been a certain percentage of revenue from Klaviyo, but when they said that my flows were actually underperforming compared to the average of e-com stores and apparel, I was like, well, clearly that's where I'm going to spend my time. Like, I need to work on the flows and then see how it impacts the business. And I think we can do a lot of that with our benchmarks and just the general ecosystem of Triple Whale and the stores.
Yeah, so I have some aggregate stuff. Let's see if I can get this back up here. Oh, where'd everybody go? There we go. Okay, cool. So we are tracking we're tracking a little bit more than this because this is about a week ago. I got to speak at Geek Out. Shout out Nick Shackelford. Fantastic DTC conference. If you're not there, you need to get there. They're doing one in Miami. Shameless plug. We tracked about 578 million in spend quarter over quarter. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit skewed because this is Q1 to Q4, but it's down 17.7%. Yeah.
The reason that we can't tell you what we did last year because we didn't exist last year. Zing!
There you go, folks. That's why we don't have the year-over-year comparisons. But as always, AJ pokes the holes in my thunder. But Q1, Q4, we will have, to Logan's point, cohorted data. We'll be running it off of your run rate, your AOV, your amount of spend, and then your vertical. So we'll have 4 big indicators. Because if you're spending $10 million a month, you really don't care what somebody's doing spending $100,000 a month. But CPMs are down, obviously, but again, this is going to be a little bit function of seasonality as well. But CPMs are down over a third. And again, this is across all of our stores. So, take it with a grain of salt. This is 2,600, 2,700 stores across 60 plus countries. So there is that. Again, purchases are down. We tracked 4.2 million purchases, down about 21%. But again, you're going to have that Q1, Q4 kind of seasonality in there. And then this is a fun one. Okay, let's have some. I don't know if you guys seen this slide, so don't cheat. But so out of $578 million, we'll go to you, Logan, and then you, AJ Maxx. What's the biggest spending channel? And then how much? 578 is the total.
Facebook? Yeah, I would have to go Facebook at 70%.
Okay.
And so 70% of 500 is like what?
70.
350?
Let me get you that. So
350.
0.7 times 578. 404. We'll call it. It's 404.6. We'll call it 405. Not a bad guess. AJ Maxx.
Similar to Logan.
Yeah, I'm with Logan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Man, you guys are good. Yeah, it's about okay. And then what's the next one? That's really close. I'll show the digits, but it'll show all three, so I don't want to give it up yet. What's the second biggest spending channel?
Yeah. So
We're looking at the thing.
Yeah, Rabah. We can see it.
I see the
You
thing.
guys. Well, I wanted you guys to guess the differentials. You guys are too smart for me. Gosh. Unbelievable. Nobody plays along with me. I bring Logan on, and then there's just all this. Just 4 wheels, just third wheel. Anyways, what was really fascinating here is when you talk to people about how like everybody's spending on TikTok, like they are. I mean, look, you can see almost 110% growth quarter over quarter, which is crazy. And also you're seeing growth in Google, 31% quarter over quarter, which is really fantastic. But they're not even near the big daddy of Menlo Park. I mean, 26%.
FYI,
25% decrease.
And they're still massive, which is crazy.
If you can invest in TikTok stock, this looks like a good data point to me. This says a lot about TikTok as a company.
Yeah, but you're still. Well, TikTok isn't a company, to be fair. ByteDance is the holding company that has a bunch of things, and they don't even make ByteDance. I can't remember. There's 2 Chinese apps that make 60% of ByteDance's revenue, which is even crazier. So, yeah, if you can't get in there, get in there. But a great data point there. But it's still, I mean, baby. So you're talking about orders of magnitude between the second biggest spending channel, Google, and we didn't even include Pinterest or Snapchat because it's negligible at this point.
FYI, just a point here, like when we're doing the correlative algorithm right now, there's a strong correlation between Facebook spend and overall revenue, a very weak correlation between Google spend. Now it makes sense because there's less noise with the Facebook than with the Google, right? Like look at this. Now per brand that might differ. There might be a brand that their top of the funnel really is Google, but for most people, the top of the funnel is Facebook.
Yeah.
It's just
Rabah, you should. This would be a great little segment to do a quick little bite and put on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once we're almost done sussing out the stuff in BigQuery, and then I'll basically have all the data I can like dream of, and we'll get into some really cool stuff because I actually have a MER slide in here as well. So across all of our stores, our average MER is about 2 point. So MER, marketing efficiency ratio. So this is going to be your total sales over total ad spend. It's about 2.26 right now. But again, it's meaningless because it's an average across all these stores. But once we get them cohorted into, like I said, run rates, AOVs, verticals, and spend, then it gets really interesting to be able to say like, oh, I'm spending $10 million a year. I'm a $50 million run rate store. My AOV is $50, et cetera, et cetera. That's going to be a little bit more impactful. But the data is really cool, and other people are pulling data, but they have literally orders of magnitude less data that they're extrapolating from. So really, really exciting stuff for you guys.
Is this data cleaned up with the currencies or no?
Yes, though that's another problem is like that's what's make.
So you discarded all the non-currency store tag?
No, we converted. Yeah, we converted. Everything was normal. Everything's normalized to USD. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the really, really tricky part. That's the really hard part. So what AJ's coming to is, so for example,
I think like half, dude.
Yeah, I think we're missing a lot of data. Okay, we can go back to that
We
later.
did this exercise one time.
Yeah.
It was, I think we're missing some. So I think it's even richer.
We can go back to it. Listen, this whole thing is going to get productized.
Sorry.
Like the benchmarking is going to get productized.
guys are killing me.
It's going to get productized, this whole part of it, right? And I think we're going to have, Rabah, don't you have already a weekly little segment about data?
We're pulling it, but to your guys' point, the currency conversions are complex, so we need to make sure that those are getting done correctly and calculated in. But yeah, we're going to basically do a weekly wrap up, or the whale wrap up, where we'll give you kind of a mini state of the DTC, and then ultimately we'll be writing a biannual white paper on kind of showing you guys the big bifurcated trends and stuff like that. So that's actually, so I got to speak at Geek Out, and we did basically a really cool presentation on all these cool metrics. The Miami talk will actually be all about data and the trends that we're seeing in all the data across of all our stores.
Yeah, so benchmarking, I say, is going to be coming also fairly soon, productized like Clavio's in a very, very, hopefully action, oriented way that you can actually derive insights from, and then cohorted to you and it's all those important things. And we have a crazy amount of modules that we're launching this year. So essentially, we're building a ton of other modules on top of Triple Whale to help you run your business in a smooth way. And we're excited. We're excited. Yeah, we're very excited. A lot of things are happening now simultaneously.
Logan's coming up to the HQ soon.
Oh, that's amazing.
When are you coming up again, Logan? Do we know?
Yeah, sometime in May.
Oh.
All right, you're going. Oh,
We gotta wait.
beautiful.
Okay,
Making a trip up to Columbus.
I love it. And speaking of trips, we have some really cool things going on. So we'll be doing an award show called the Whaleys in September here in Austin, which all of you beautiful people will be invited to. And then we're also doing a road show. Let me pull up the cities. So we'll just be hosting meetups in New York, LA, London, Salt Lake, Toronto, and Miami. So be on the lookout for those. And then we also have a really cool thing in the mix, but I won't divulge yet. But we'll be bringing some creators to Austin to do some really cool stuff. But that's still, yeah, some creators. Yeah, it's fun stuff.
Did you get Steve Carell to come and host the Whaleys?
No, but we might. Who knows, right? Maybe we'll get. We'll have some fun. We'll get some celeb firepower. I mean, we're gonna have AJ and Max in the house, so that should be enough celeb firepower. But it'll be fun. It'll be a day. So it'll be a Tuesday through Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday will be, or Tuesday will be kind of people getting in little drinks, and then Wednesday will be education, some keynotes, a dinner, and then Thursday will be half day education, and then we'll do the dinner, the awards, and then we'll throw a big party at a really, really nice hotel. It's gonna be awesome. We're going to have probably like 5 or 6 awards to give away. And if you're Narwhal Nation, you'll actually be able to interact with that and nominate all the people that we're going to give the awards to. So it'll be really, really cool, interactive. If you've ever seen the OG MTV awards with like the funny spaceman, we're going to have like a whale and stuff. Anyways, fun stuff. Tons of fun stuff.
Can you share the categories of the awards or no?
We haven't nailed them down yet. Actually, I'll probably need to get your guys' sign off, but we're pretty close. Kevin has them, but they're pretty awesome. They're really funny. You're gonna like them. It's gonna be a fun show. And it'll be the first, like I said, in September, so you can blow off some steam before Q4 starts, and you really have to get crazy. So it's gonna be awesome.
Okay, I have a couple more things. First of all, we're always here to help. So if you guys have any issues, whether it's directly in your business, not in your business, we're here to help. Anything we can do to help. We had a store that needed, help with some financing. We tried to help them with financing with our partners. Whatever you guys need, hit up support, hit up Rabah, hit up Logan, hit up me and Max on Twitter.
Let's give out your phone number.
Yeah.
Text me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Problem, just want to talk, we're here for you. That's the one. We can build to help you guys run your business better. Like, we want to hear about them. That's what we get up to help do and go to sleep do. Like, that's what we're here for right now. Also, if you guys want to come work with us, we do have a lot of open positions in every department right now. So just please hit up me, Rabah, or Max. Honestly, Max is probably the best person to hit up on Twitter about potential job opportunities. He'll actually follow up with you. I'm a little worse over there. Max,
hit me up though for marketing. I'm pretty good on the comeback. Yeah. For marketing in specific, all the other stuff I'll kind of push you off to the jobs board. But for marketing, but the caveat is you have to come to the beautiful. Have you seen this guy? I'm paying this guy money to do this. It's like I brought my own demise. It's very meta. Anyways, I'm in the, hey, whatever it takes. The engagement numbers look great. We're going to do over 1 million impressions, but hey, I'll take the meme hit. It is what it is.
Okay, I think that's all I got right now.
I thought that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun today.
Anything else we have, Max? Anything else you have?
That's it. Yeah. Thanks
That's
a lot.
it?
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Logan. Anything else? What's your Twitter handle? We'll pump you up there, and then Max and AJ, you can share your Twitter handle, and we'll sign off.
You think I could surpass like 300 followers? I think
Let's get him to 300 people. Come on, that's chump change. Let's go. What's your handle? Let us know.
It's Logan B. Brown. It's very simple.
Logan B. Brown. Super simple. And if you have a bunch of cool Grateful Dead stuff, send it to Logan. He's a huge fan of the Dead. He's a little Deadhead over there. You saw my
fish reference. And I saw your Lithuania shirt too.
You saw that, right? Yeah. I'm getting some Grateful Dead dunks actually next week, which is kind of exciting. AJ, what's your handle?
I don't remember. What is it, Rabah?
Okay. Oh my God.
I
First of all, here's a funny joke about AJ. AJ is the most, he's probably the most productive person I know. I work my butt off, and I tried to outwork him when I first came on, and I basically died. But he'll never accept a calendar invite. We have the top brass gets together every week, and he still hasn't accepted the leadership meeting invite. That is AJ in a nutshell. He's a beautiful human, but calendar invites, not his jam. Max, let the people know you're actually getting more active on Twitter. You've dropped some heat lately. Your threads are actually really awesome. What's your handle?
REA Max.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We'll drop you guys. We'll get you on the main feeds. And then, as always, we are Triple Whale on the Bird app, and then we have a fantastic newsletter that goes out every Tuesday, Thursday. Really excited, actually. Alex P, who is an absolute crusher, she's actually going to start to become our main contributor. So every Tuesday, you'll be able to read all of her awesomeness in our whale mail, which is really, really exciting for me. She is one of the just biggest, brightest thinkers out there, and she is just absolutely coming up with heat. So don't miss that. Exclusively available in your whale mail. Comes in Tuesday, and then Thursday we have a wrap up. Anything else, guys?
No,
Thank you guys very much.
Have a great weekend.
Beautiful. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Max. Logan, you did great. Your first live. This is Logan's first live. Well, I guess live stream, right? Well, you said you did some Instagram lives, and then the OnlyFans, you needed the money, so we're not counting that. But
yeah, OnlyFans is really where you can find me. Logan B. Brown. See you there.
More than 300 followers. All right, folks, that's all we got. Thanks again for tuning into the State of the Whale. We do this every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Thanks again, everybody.
See ya.